Stop number 4 of the 2025 season brings us back north to the Bay State for another showing of Tuesday Night Truckin. Hi, hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a clear evening in Natick, Massachusetts, as we welcome you to tonight's coverage of the NR2003 Loves American Truck Series, the Dunkin 202. Live from the Hillside International Speedway, once again, welcome everybody to tonight's Intercast on the North American Sim Racing Network. My name is Trey Wright, and from 1 mile of mayhem in Dover to another, it's 202 miles of high-speed, high-banked action at Hillside tonight. The Latz truckers were able to conquer the Monster Mile on Saturday afternoon, but Hillside is pretty much Dover on steroids here tonight. It's the same mile length, but the banking is 36 degrees instead of 24. Basically, if Dover and the Bristol Motor Speedway had a baby and put it outside of Boston. Dover was our most competitive race yet, with Russell Blaze taking home the win in the number 88 Dodge. He starts 6th on the grid here tonight, 3rd truck on that outside lane, but much like the tracks we have been to so far in this young season, the inside lane is going to be the dominant line, especially on the start and on restarts. And with the high loads these trucks are going to take in the corners, much like at Dover, they're going to get very tight in the apexes of 1 and 2 and loose on quarter exit. So turns 2 and 4 off exit are the trouble spots here at Hillside, much like Dover turn 4. Plus, we've got an extra lap instead of capping it off at 200 miles tonight, which is one more lap of chaos here at the Mile of Mayhem. It's Tuesday Night Truckin' once again here on the NASRN, and it's now time to bring the Hillside faithful both the action and the noise. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports to fire the engines for race number 4 of the season, the Dunkin 202 from Hillside.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And the engines roar to life here on the pit lane of Hillside. 42 trucks ready to do battle under the lights here outside of Boston. It's Jay McMichael starting on the pole position in the number 81 truck here this evening in that Toyota Tundra, and another top 5 start for Esteban Lacer and the Gerben Racing Team RCA number 64. They make up the front row. Row number 2, it's Tyler Ware looking for a decent run after a disappointing finish at Dover. He's to the outside of the 39 of Samet Ozkin. And in row number 3, Aaron Abel and the Texas Roadhouse number 41 entry to the inside of Saturday afternoon's winner, Russell Blaze in the 88. There's a look at Pedro Sabato with the Gerben Racing Team, bookending each end of the field here at Hillside as the Chevy Silverado pace truck has got the one-to-go signal here at Hillside this evening. Taking a look at the field from the back end of the official pace truck of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. It's going to be 41 laps of action here at Hillside this evening. Stages once again concluding after 10 and 20 laps. Pit window a little bit similar to what we saw at Dover on Saturday afternoon, about 30 to 33 laps. Getting set for one whale of a race here this afternoon, this evening I should say, is once again the Natick faithful have packed the grandstands here at Hillside. Stuck around for the Dunkin Week of Speed back in July, and here we are in November, getting ready to go trucking on a Tuesday night. The green flag is out and away. We're live for race number 4 from Hillside. And a rocketing start out front for the 81 of Jay McMichael. He will come around to lead lap number 1. Some trucks banging around in the back, and here comes Ozkin to the inside of the 81. Down the back straightaway here for the second time tonight on lap number 2. Ozkin will quickly take the race lead away from the Sinclair Tundra. Couple of trucks checking up on the inside lane, 3 wide off of the corner, and we had a lot of trucks slowed up, and we had an incident back in here. Caution number 1 of the evening, and it looks like it was Corbin Wentz. And a little bit of a dust-up in the back, and the Pets.com 08 was in the running late at the Dover International Speedway on Saturday afternoon. And here on lap number 2 of the event, we're already under the night's first caution. Here at Hillside, they don't call it the Mile of Mayhem for no reason. Looks like Alex Lozano also caught a piece in the 07 truck. And Lozano will come down the pit lane. I think we might have had a little bit of a stack up right on the initial start. And Samet Ozkin will retain the race lead here in the 37 truck. Right off the bat here to start things off at Hillside, Jay McMichael, the pole sitter, falling back to third. And Esteban Leclerc in the middle of those two. These qualifying runs for Leclerc have been really impressive so far, but he's not been able to really finish things up. He's kind of been a little bit like Carson Hocevar. In the early stages, of course, 3 races is not nearly enough of a sample size, as Alex Lozano is going to take the rear end, the rear bumper off of that Pennzoil 07. Looks like he was the only one to come down the pit lane here. So as Samet Ozkin leads under caution here, a mile and a half in to the 2025 Dunkin 202 at Hillside, under caution for the opening time tonight here at Hillside. So this started all the way in turn number 3, Toby Murphy getting run over there by the 43 of Bruno Diacomo. Diacomo was able to save that 43 truck, but that's going to create a little bit of a jam up here on the inside lane. And Corbin Wentz is going to get turned. He's going to get run over by the 95 of JT Reynolds, and nowhere for Alex Lozano to go. He goes hard up into the outside wall. The 08 of Corbin Wentz will go along with him. Michael Lewis also catching a little bit of a piece there in the 54 truck. But other than that, it doesn't look like there was anything else. Just a simple little 2-3 truck incident here on turns 3 and 4. Didn't expect turn number 3 to be where the first caution was going to originate here tonight. But Corbin Wentz, a little tough luck for him in that Pets.com number 08 Ford. We'll see how he's able to recover. We'll take another look at this accident. Following with Bruno Diacomo as he gets a little bit loose out of the corner. Then Corbin Wentz checks up, and he gets run over by the tail end of the field here. Just one truck spinning around, but Alex Lozano is definitely going to get the worst end of the deal on that. He is going to be very slow in that Pennzoil number 07 machine. But we're under caution for the opening time tonight. Samet Ozkin, the race leader in the Kodak number 39. We'll see what he's able to do on the restart here after an early caution. Lights are off on the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck as we welcome you back to tonight's coverage. Dunkin 202 for the Love's American Truck Series. Under our first caution of the night on lap number 2, Alex Lozano, the main truck involved in that accident, is at the tail end of the field as the only truck to pit. During that sequence, all 42 trucks remain on track. And with 4 laps to go in stage number 2, stage number 1, I should say, Samet Ozkin will lead the field back through the race's restart zone. Pace truck back down the pit lane. We're back to green flag racing here on lap number 7. Ozkin, Leclerc, McMichael, Lay, and Abel. Your top 5 going back through the gears, and Leclerc immediately on the offensive down to the inside of the 39. Down the back straightaway rumbles the field. Leclerc will take that initial spot away, and here comes Lay in the 83. Haven't seen a whole lot of him in that 83 truck all season long. Sirius XM F-150 for Andrews Racing, now gunning for the race lead here with 2.5 laps to go in stage number 1. Aaron Abel in the back end of the 83. Now Abel will poke his nose down to the inside of that F-150. We might go 3 wide. Nearly getting poked off of the corner was the 41. That's Igor Barreto looking to move underneath Aaron Abel. Coming off the corner, Russell Blaze poking his nose down to the inside in the 88 here. 3 wide for the race lead once again. Lane out to the low side of Barreto. 3 wide off of the corner. White flag for stage number 1 is in the air. Ware to the race lead. Where does the 83 go? Around Tyler Ware. Barreto in the mix. Blaze caught in the middle of 3 wide. Carson Miller up in the fray as well. Off turns 3 and 4, stage number 1 will go to Tyler Ware and the Home Depot number 15 machine. And we'll be off and running for stage number 2 as these trucks are going all over the place. Again, that inside lane is about as dominant as one can be. And already with 31 laps to go in tonight's race. Only one caution so far, and again, these guys are going to have to come down probably around lap 33 or maybe even 35. Got a bunch of trucks checking up here. There's Igor Barreto on the outside of Cole Sampson. Sampson with the 10 of Carson Miller right behind him. And how about Nathan Stapleton, pole sitter from Saturday afternoon, moving inside the top 10. Carlos Murphy got a little bit loose. I think he nearly got clipped there by the 43 of Bruno Diacomo, but that Zero machine will remain ramrod straight for the time being. Diacomo trying to take that spot away from the Hot Wheels Dodge, and he's going to move back just a little bit. Lauren Martinez starting to march her way through the field in the 57. Kasumi Takashi battling back in here just outside of the top 10. In fact, this is just to stay inside the top 20, this battle between Caleb Rose, Takashi, and Ream. Bradley Ream, the Carolina Railroad number 82 truck, will make their way northwards right behind the 0-1 of Roberto Crown Jr. Kyler Anderson thought about making it 3 wide underneath the 57 and the 0. Your Darlington winner looking to make it happen there in the 6 truck. Back at the front end of the field, and it's Taylor Lay, who has got a fairly sizable lead, all things considered, with 5 laps to go in stage number 2. Igor Barreto drawing a really nice speed on the back end of the 83 with Lasserre in tow. Remember, Lasserre won the Mission Barbecue Cup Series race here, at least the day race, back in July. The other winner of the night race is very deep in the field right now. You got to go all the way to pretty much outside the top 35, Riley Sampson, who won the night race here at Hillside back on July 4th in the Dunkin Week of Speed. July 4th weekend, or the week of July 4th, I should say. Lay coming around here. 3 laps to go in stage number 2, and Barreto. And that battle, that gap between those two has remained a little bit stagnated here for the time being, laying up on the outside lane. 2 to go in stage number 2. And now all these trucks pretty much running single file for the time being. We could see green flag pit stops coming up here in the back end of stage number 2, or the back end of this race, past the end of stage number 2. Field is going to catch up to the 07 of Alex Lozano. White flag for stage 2. And Taylor Lay looking to join Tyler Ware as stage winners here this evening. Top 10 pretty much running single file for the moment right now. Ware not going to get to the inside of the 64 in time. Off turns 3 and 4. Stage numero dos will go to the 83 of Taylor Ware, and we're off and running for the back end of the Dunkin 202 as Lay has caught up to lap traffic in the 83. Stage results on your screen. Fastest lap of the race belonging to the big staple himself, Nathan Stapleton, a 19.850. Second lap here, already past the midway point in tonight's race. Lozano has been caught up to by the lead lap drivers. Lay trying to go to the inside of the 07. And we got some trucks coming down the pit lane. That's Igor Barreto, Russell Blaze. And here we go, lap number 22 of the event. So these guys waiting until we're past the midway point, so it's not going to be as much of a fuel mileage race as we thought. But it will be Igor Barreto leading a plethora of Dodges down the pit lane. We'll see if we get another pack of trucks down here this next time by, and we do. A couple of trucks will stay out. Aaron Abel will stay out. Same thing with Reggie Fogelman, Pedro Sabato. Some contact between Jay McMichael and Lucas Catano. But for the time being, a lot of busy trucks on the pit lane here. Now the 41 of Aaron Abel will come down to make his only pit stop of the evening. Joseph Wood is going to come down this time as well. Slides that 3 machine into the pit area. There's a 71 of Igor Barreto, first one off of the pit lane. Trucks that had the undercut now coming off. Again, there's a very unique pit lane here at Hillside. The 83 getting out ahead of the 64, and getting ahead of the leader of the 83 was the 71, so Igor Barreto. With the undercut looked to be the way to go here. 16 laps to go here from Hillside, and Lay trying to track down that 71. Russell Blaze trying to track down the 71 as well. Those are your 2 race leaders right now. A lot of trucks transitioning back onto the racetrack here from this pack, and these guys got to be careful getting around these trucks that are just now getting up to speed. And this is going to make things very, very interesting and convoluted here as everybody has gotten off of the pit lane. There's Joseph Wood, was the last truck to pit. Cason Del Monte going a lap down, but now the fight is on between the top 2. Igor Barreto being shown as the race leader in the 71, and Blaze is back by about, call it 8 truck lengths. Can he catch up to the 71? And we get a caution flag that throws a complete and utter monkey wrench into this race with 15 laps to go, coming around to 14 to go from Hillside. Blaze seems to be catching that 71 truck a little bit. He's got to get around Cason Del Monte. After he gets around Del Monte, there's not a whole lot separating him from the back end of Barreto. Barreto catching up to the 2 of Dylan Matthews. I think Blaze trying to bide his time, stick behind the 14 truck. Maybe use the 14 as a little bit of a battering ram to get around this 71, because Del Monte's got a good run. Not going to trek to the inside of the 71 just yet, and there he goes. Now pinned up on the outside lane is Igor Barreto, and Russell Blaze is going to have a little bit of a chance. Does he make it 3 wide just yet? Thought about it just there. Oh, he might have a little bit of a ledge. Here we go for the race lead, using the 14 Burger King truck as a pick. Russell Blaze will go to the race lead. Or will he just yet? Now he will, and now Barreto is going to be stuck. More lap traffic is going to try and get their laps back here. Bryce Egan trying to shoot to the inside of these 2 trucks. Now Blaze is on the outside lane. And Taylor Lay right now 2 seconds back in a world of hurt with 10 laps to go in this race. And now Barreto back on the offensive behind the 88. He got very tight off of turn 4. Barreto now to the inside for the crossover with 10 laps to go from Hillside. Blaze looking for 2 wins in a row in the 88, and Barreto looking for a truck win here tonight. And that Menards number 71 truck trying to get Titan Fury Racing a win with the pickups here tonight. 8 laps to go. Blaze continues to hold serve. Del Monte has got a fast truck trying to get around the 2 of Dylan Matthews, as both full-out racing trucks right now in the middle of the path of the leaders. Taylor Lay not gaining a whole lot of time right now, but it's Blaze and Barreto on top of one another with 8 to go. Barreto trying to catch up and trying to poke his nose down to the inside of that 88. He's right on the back bumper, had to get out of the gas there. Oh, that might have cost him dearly. That cut might have cost him immensely. That little bobble out of the corner. And Russell Blaze, who got the win Saturday afternoon after his team owner of Joseph Wood came down the pit lane with 2 laps to go, could not make it to the end. Blaze ended up with the race win. He's looking to get another win here tonight, trying to go to the inside of the Family Guy Tundra of Matthews. 5 laps to go this next time by, and Barreto not done yet. About a truck length and a half between the 2 Dodges. 5 to go. Barreto knows time is winding out. We're going to get this race settled here in about 2 minutes' time. Maybe not even that. Barreto losing a little bit of ground at the back end of the Interstate Batteries 88. And Blaze trying to blaze his way to back-to-back victories here this week. 4 to go from Hillside. And Barreto losing a little bit more ground here. Lay, pretty much a non-factor as of right now. Lasser waiting in the wings as well in the 64. Three to go from Hillside. Looking for another chance here is Barreto. Remember, Barreto was kept winless in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series in his sophomore season. Trying to get a win here tonight. Again, it's the Dunkin 202, so we have got an additional lap of action. This is the second to final lap here tonight. Sticks high in the air. 2 laps to go from Hillside. If these guys wreck now, that'll be the end of the race. Down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. Blaze continuing to widen his lead here over the 71. White flag is in the air. It's the bell lap at Hillside. Russell Blaze looking for 2 in a row here in the Loves American Truck Series. Barreto back by about 2 truck lengths, and that length, that difference between the two getting even longer and longer. Coming off turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Call it 2 in a row for Blaze. He's going to take the Octane checkered flag. He'll win at Hillside. Two wins in a row for Russell Blaze in the 88. Igor Barreto just a little bit off there in that number 71 truck. Nathan Stapleton had the fastest lap. Some trucks getting a little bit out of control here on the cool down lap. But it's Russell Blaze back-to-back wins here in 2025 in the Jacksonville, Floridian. Get a second win of the season, leading 12 laps. The most laps led tonight here for Russell Blaze. He will get the job done here at the Hillside International Speedway. Taking a look at your official standings, Russell Blaze gets the job done here at Hillside. Igor Barreto finishes in second. Taylor Lay for winning stage number 2. We'll round out the podium. Esteban Lasser, another good top 5 run after his win here back in July. Lauren Martinez rounds out the top 5, so a really good run there at the end for Andrews Racing. Cole Sampson, Roberto Crown Jr., Tyler Ware, Carson Miller, and Bradley Ream will round out the top 10. 33 trucks finished the race on the lead lap. All 42 finished the race in its entirety. And a very short, but not a very short, but not action-packed race here tonight. There was a lot of action here at Hillside, all the way around the track. And Russell Blaze 2 in a row. The first one on Saturday afternoon kind of fell a little bit into his lap. This one sure did not. Getting the job done here at Hillside for another really good win here in the 2025 season for Russell Blaze. I think he'll definitely get the points lead after this one. For Barreto, his best finish of the season. Same thing for both Lasser will for both Lay and Martinez for the 2 Andrews Racing entries, and for Lasser, just trying to get things done and finally finishing inside the top 5 after qualifying inside the top 5, but not really being able to do anything about it. Kind of like Chase Briscoe, kind of like Carson Hocevar, and finally getting a Chase Briscoe-like finish here tonight in that number 64 truck. Your points leader, Nathan Ormond, with a 17th place finish in the number 24 truck. We'll see if that will affect his chances at the championship lead here. Now that we were a fifth of the way through the season at Dover 1 week ago. Now tonight, we're a little bit more than a fifth of the way through the season. We'll be a third of the way through the season after next week's race, Saturday night's race at the Rickey Raceway here in just a couple of days. But that's going to do it from the Hillside International Speedway. Congratulations once again to Russell Blaze for winning the Dunkin 202, his second win in a row for the Loves American Truck Series. Coming up Saturday night, we go super speedway racing in Canada for the first time in 2025. Coverage live from the Ricky Raceway for the Tim Hortons 250 gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Standard Time. Forgot we got daylight savings here, but it's Eastern Standard Time right here on the NESRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race number 4. Here are your point standings after race number 4 of the 2025 Loves American Truck Series season. And from Natick, Massachusetts, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks. We'll see you Saturday night in Canada for race 5.